that time of year and we're all about to start getting the I'll start the new year objection. We're gonna look at 3 ways to pre-handle and handle it so you can close more deals before Christmas. This is Chris Regueris. I produce more than 8 figures in sales. Let's dive right in. So let's talk about how do we handle the I'll start the new year Christmas objection. We're gonna look at 3 different reframes to sell more and not less during this holiday season. So if you have any sales conversations during this time of year, you'll start hearing our 100% budget for this after the new year. It all sounds great. I'll do this after Christmas. I'll be ready for this come January. And you schedule the January or February follow-up and they're nowhere to be found. How do we prevent this? First, we have to pre-frame the objection to prevent it. The most effective way to overcome it is prevent it from ever happening. So after you're asked a few questions to connect with the prospect, so let's say 2-3 minutes into the conversation, you can say something like, well, I just want to say kudos for getting on this call today to look at possibly changing your situation. Because a lot of people this time of year, they've been needing to make a change all year, yet they keep pushing it back for just the sake of a few days. Then the new year comes, they just say, oh, I'm just swamped with the rush of the new year. I'll do this Valentine's Day. Then Valentine's Day comes, life gets busy. They never do anything about it. Just keep pushing it back. So I just wanted to say, like, well done for not falling into that trap and actually even considering to do something so you don't stay the same. So this is powerful. This is a psychological hook that seeds the us versus them idea. So if you want to separate yourself from the masses, you do things differently. And with the script that I just gave you, we show them that if you want to be different, you start making changes before the new year. Now, can you see how this pre-frame seeds into the prospect's mind that they're not just another person, but they're special? So if they want to show to us that, they're unique, they're special, they want to make a change, they're gonna take action. Now, what happens if you use the reframe, but you still get a Christmas objection? So here's how to handle it. So what happens when they tell you, sounds good, I'll just get started in the new year? You say, that's not a problem. May I ask, how long has it been since you've been wanting to make a change? For example, they say 3 months. Okay, so in these 3 months, how many sales have you missed out because you haven't made the change and you haven't upgraded your skills? Oh, I've been losing at least 5 a month for sure. Okay, that makes sense. So 5 sales a month, and how much do you make per sale? 1,000. Okay, so you've been missing out at least 5,000 a month. Well, do you want to keep missing out on 5,000 every single month? Or do you want to make a change and actually do something? Because which one is riskier? Is it riskier to actually take action and stop missing out on 5,000 in new sales every month? Or is it more risky to stay exactly the same and wait until February, March to make a change and keep missing out on 15,000? Like, which one is riskier in your mind? You're gonna say, of course, well, it's more risky to do nothing and for me to keep missing out on revenue. Why though? So if they don't say right away the reason why, if we ask why though, you have them and they just sold themselves on why they should get started now. As you see, I'm not pushing anyone to do anything. I'm just asking the right questions to get them to make the best decision for themselves. Then, this is the only one of the few times I'm gonna suggest you to do something like this, but we can introduce some external motivators here, some external urgency. By asking the right questions, this is internal urgency and how we create internal urgency. But here, just because it's a special time of year, we can introduce some external elements as well. So you can schedule a price increase. So if you're planning on raising your prices in the future, you can simply schedule it for January and make December the last opportunity to get it and its current price. So it will be the cheapest it will ever be. You can also add a bonus. So if let's say you're selling group coaching, can you add some, one-on-one calls? Can you increase the length? So if they get started, in November or in December, can they get that month for free? That's a nice incentive for them to take action. Also, if you could add a new thing, you can add virtual or physical tickets to an event, or can you add a more done for you aspect, or can you spread out the payments even further if they start earlier? So this is when you give them a hard deadline, by December 31st, if you get started, you're gonna receive these bonuses, or you're gonna save on X amount of money. Now, there's a hidden objection also that's coming up with the Christmas, and it's, I won't have time during Christmas to do something like this. This is the case when they just think that they won't have time to use the solution, and the truth is we almost never have the time for anything new in our busy lives, right? It's not about time, it's about the priorities that we set. So we want to challenge them with that, but first we have to accept ourselves that if it's important for them, they'll have the time to do it. Now, the language that you can use here is very simple. You can say, hey, Mr. Prospect, can I make a suggestion? How much time do you think it takes for you to go through the program and learn the skills? They can say, oh, it takes at least 5 hours. Well, it actually takes about 3 hours. So do you feel you'll have 3 hours for you to X and Y and Z? And if they shut you down and they say, oh, I'm not gonna even have 3 hours, you're gonna say, well, it's not necessarily about the amount of time you have, it's about how much time you're willing to put aside so you can get more advanced sales skills to make more sales. So you can put yourself in a position where you can make the money that you wanna make. So, if you think about it, if you want to get to that goal of 20,000 a month, what do you think is a reasonable amount of time for you to carve out during the next couple of months to put towards you getting to 20,000 a month? So here they can say, oh, I have 5 hours. Okay, well, our client typically see the results with about 3 hours a week. Is that something that you can swing? So, and maybe they'll say yes. Now, you have to ask them, so now that we know that you are able to do this, are you willing to do this? So are you willing to carve out the time so you can get the result? So the key thing here is I'm tying up them finding the time with them getting the outcome. And now they will be much more motivated to find the time, to put in the work, to show up for the program, and of course to buy the program so they can get the outcomes. So this is exactly how you handle the I'll start the new year Christmas objection. If you want one-on-one help with your sales process, with your objections, and also generating more leads so you can get more sales, the link is in the description below. Book a meeting with me and let's chat if I can help you get to where you want to go. This has been Chris Rigouris. If you've seen more than 2 videos, consider subscribing and liking the video, and I'll see you in the next one.